Welcome back to MJL 3764 Collecting Elvis on Vinyl. This is part 13. Today I thought we'd conclude the Camden albums. There's 7 to show. So getting straight in, the first two, one's a movie release and one's love songs. These two, they've both been issued on Camden albums previously, the tracks. So again, they are Camdens of Camdens. First one, Can't Help Falling in Love. Another great movie hit. That cover looks like that. Of course, these are all on the newer blue Camden label. There is a slight variant on these, and that's the barcode. This one without, and this one with. Same for the next album, Love Songs. That cover looks like that. It's track listing. And there's also a variant again with the barcode. Some of these albums featured text on the back, uncredited, but wouldn't pay too much attention to them. If you read carefully here, Have I Told You Lately That I Love You? It's a tender ballad originally featured in the film Loving You, in which Elvis made his film debut. There you go. Next one is The Legend. Now this one was a bit more interesting. As you can see by the track listing, it's the first time on a Camden that you actually had some Sun recordings. With Rockin' Tonight, Blue Moon, Mystery Train. So again, using better material. I remember when these actually come out that some fans were a little bit miffed that they'd paid for these tracks over and over again full price, and there they were being issued for £2.49 on the Camden releases. That cover looks like that. And again, there is a variant sleeve with the barcode on the bottom. The next compilation came out in 1984. It's called Elvis the First 10 Years. Front cover looks like that. On the Camden, obviously. Back cover looks like that. And again, one look at the track listing. Some Sun tracks there. Better selection of tracks. Good compilation. And the very last Camden compilation was in 1986. And this was called Elvis the Rock Hits. Again, one look at the track listing. Very nice selection of songs. Song wise, it ended on a high. Album sleeve wise, a bit of a low. If you can look at the picture there, looks like a 3rd generation copy of a picture from Loving You. And even worse was the sleeve notes on the back. As we all know, there's rumours that Elvis is still alive, that he's been seen in Burger King, that he was still alive in 1995, but then he passed away. That he was an extra in Home Alone, that he's parading around as a pasta. I thought that was some kind of food. And my favourite one, that in 1982 he entered an Elvis lookalike competition and came second. However, Now remember, this is an official album. According to the sleeve notes on this album, and I'll read it, since Elvis' tragic death in July 1977. So there you go. He'd already passed away, and they kept it quiet until they thought there was going to be a leak, and then they stated that he died August the 16th, 1977. Please don't blame me, I didn't write it. So there you go. However, this wasn't the last Camden album, it was the last compilation, but there were two more after this, and they were reissues of movie soundtracks. So let's take a look at them too now. So this was the Camden release of Girls, Girls, Girls. Different in a couple of ways. Obviously it's on the Camden label. And the cover looks like that. One quick look at the track listing. If you look at track 5, We'll Be Together is now We'll Get Together. And if you remember the original album, Earth Boy Ended the album, was the last track on side 1. On this Camden release, it starts off side 2 instead of Return to Sender. And on the label it also says We'll Get Together. And the very last one on the Camden label was Kissin' Cousins. Straight reissue. Back cover very similar. Of course, barcode. And these did come with a couple of flyers for ads, other Pickwick Camden releases. Now the reason for these two straight reissue albums were apparently they were going to issue all the soundtrack albums bar the early ones, i.e. Loving You, King Creole, GI Blues and Blue Hawaii, which they thought would sell as straight normal albums, full price albums. But for the budget Camden albums, they were actually going to issue all the other soundtracks like Double Trouble, Clam Bake Speedway, Frankie and Johnny, World's Fair, Fun in Acapulco, etc, etc. However, they only got to these two and they seem to have shelved the idea. Maybe that might have been because an album like Girls, 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 say, had already been issued 4 or 5 times already. This is the original mono pressing. Label looks like that. The back cover. It was reissued in 77. I believe there was an earlier reissue in the early 70s as well, on the orange label. I believe the earlier one had a smaller font, but this is a 77 reissue. It's got ads on the back cover for the latest releases. And again, it was issued around 1980 on the Green International label when they reissued a lot of the soundtracks. And again, it was issued in 1983 on the new black German label. With the barcode. So maybe they thought again and decided not to. But they were the last 2 Camden albums. So just to recap, over various videos we've seen every single Camden Pickwick release, from the first one 1968 to the last one 1986. And we've seen variants and Pickwick releases, Camden releases, different covers. This is the border cover of Let's Be Friends. So after 1986, Camden's went completely quiet. However, in 2006, they resurfaced again. Now I know this is collecting Elvis on vinyl LPs at the moment, this series of videos, but I do collect singles, EPs, DVDs, CDs, etc. as well. So when it warrants it, I think we can bring these in as well, so we can draw a line under the end of the Camdens. So I'll quickly show these CDs as well. These was issued in America. So we had Flaming Star, Let's Be Friends, Almost in Love, We'll Never Walk Alone. This is also available with a different cover, but I opted to pick the original cover for that one. This one came out in 2008, I believe. I got lucky, as did this one. And this one, and Separate Ways, come out in 2007. So they were quite nice releases to get, except this one. Now if you have this on CD and you have the LP, there are differences. Quick look at the track listing, you'll see it looks the same. However, Let's Forget About the Stars is not the version on the Let's Be Friends album. It is actually a version which could be found on the double feature CD, which sounds slightly different. Also, the version of Mama on here is the 1 minute version, which was also on the double feature CDs, the Kid Galahad Girls, Girls, Girls one. As you can see on the album, Mama one's for $2.12. So that was a very disappointing release for me when this came out. However, it will be rectified. In 2016, this box set came out, 60 CDs. We won't take an in-depth look at this set now. As I said, we'll save that for the CD. But it did feature 5 Camden releases in the box set. So we'll have a quick look at them. I picked Flaming Star, Let's Be Friends, Almost in Love, Come On Everybody, and I got lucky. And the CDs look like that, except for the Flaming Star, which was on the tan. Very nicely done. Now this is where this CD actually sounds like this original album. So Let's Forget About the Stars and Mama sound exactly the same as they did on this album. So this album came out in 1970 and this CD came out in 2016. A long wait to get that on CD. Okay, so that's the end of the Camdens. Thank you for watching. Just remember, what is music? Life's no waste. See you shortly on the next video.